Good morning. Welcome back with the MQL Suite Morning Market Report. Margin traded investment carries considerable economic risks, and whoever carries it out under his or her sole responsibility. Therefore, the author of this teaching session assumes no responsibility for any direct or indirect damages in relation to investment decisions taken by the listener. Today is Tuesday, 18th June. The stock exchanges of China and Australia are rising in the wake of Wall Street. Tokyo, on the other hand, is in decline due to a report published last week by the state-owned financial agency that is forcing the country with the most advanced average age in the world to take pension costs into account. The Tankan Index on Japanese business confidence marked a new decline at a 2.5-year low. The figure fits fears for the slowdown of the economy. Fears over geopolitical tensions in the Middle East are on the increase after Iran announced its intention to violate international agreements on enriched uranium and after the United States sent new troops to the region following attacks on the 2 oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz. Today begins the 2-day meeting of the FOMC amid President Trump's requests to lower rates. The markets expect the Fed to leave rates unchanged tomorrow, but also to pave the way for monetary easing by the year. The prospect of a cut in the cost of money by the Fed and the ECB is favoring the utilities to the detriment of the financial sector. At the opening, European futures are weak, waiting for the Fed meeting scheduled for today and tomorrow and for the ZEV index in June. Forecasts stand at minus 5.9, a value that would confirm, worsening it, the unexpected 2.1% decline seen in May. Brent oil yesterday was down almost 2%. This morning is unchanged at $61 a barrel. Yesterday, the leaders of Russia and Iran met to talk about energy and oil. Iran said it was in favor of a meeting of OPEC Plus members in July, but at a different date from that proposed by Saudi Arabia. Moving the meeting forward means postponing the decision on whether or not to keep production cuts in the second half of the year. In the agenda, in the afternoon, new construction permits in the United States will be published. Then, there is the speech by Mario Draghi. It's 10 minutes past 10. The indices move in slight flexion and in a lateral range. Only 2 indices are moving upwards, the Australian index, which is gaining 0.45%, and the CAC 100, which is gaining 0.20%. Uncertainty favors gold, which is appreciated by 0.52% against the dollar and 0.62% against the euro. Palladium moves up 1.76%. The currency market is not very lively. Operators are waiting for directions from the Sintra Symposium and the Bank of England monetary policy meeting. The Australian dollar is weakening. It is losing 0.17% against the Canadian dollar, 0.32% against the Swiss franc, 0.48% against the yen, and the major Audi USD is losing 0.22%. Euro weakens, only Euro-AUD is strengthening by 0.13%. The pound is weak, with GBP CHF losing 0.11% and GBP yen losing 0.29%. The New Zealand dollar is weakening and is losing 0.16% against the Japanese yen. Finally, USD yen is losing 0.28%. The Japanese yen advances by 2% on the basket and is the strongest currency of the morning. The American dollar advances by 0.23% after the 2-week highs touched yesterday. The weakest currency this morning is the Australian dollar, that is losing 1.85%, while the euro is weakening by 1.66%. The best performance is recorded by now by GBP-AUD, that is gaining 0.25%. On the other hand, the worst performance is recorded by Euro-Yen, that is losing 0.47%. That's all for the moment. If you liked our analysis, please leave a like one. Furthermore, I invite you to register on our channel to stay up to date. Have a nice trading!